Hi, everybody. So I want to talk about a thread that came up in a support group, and I think it was a wonderful thread full of good information, and it got deleted because, as all things internet, it went someplace that was deconstructive, and the admins deleted it. A lot of good points were made before that, and the point was, um, how do you know somebody's a narcissist just by looking, right? So the original statement was somebody went to the mall, they saw a man who was obviously knew how to take good care of himself. He had a good butt, he was dressed nice, all this stuff. And he was with a woman who was comparatively unattractive, looked like she was much older than him, and he was all over her, love bombing her and everything. And the statement was, I mean, how do you know this guy was a narc? How do you know he wasn't with his mom? So you're jumping to, judgments and conclusions and just this back and forth bickering. But, the thing about it is, I mean, here's how you should view it. When you see something like that, and once you've been exposed to it, you do know what you're talking about. You may not always be correct, but by the numbers, you will, at a minimum, keep your own self away from people that you think are a potential narc or a potential abuser, or just all around unhealthy for you. So never doubt your ability to keep yourself out of an unhealthy relationship. Certainly don't doubt your ability to keep yourself out of any relationship, as that tends to be the immediate response to overcoming abuse, is you just become a hermit and you get a cat and a goldfish and read books. But aside from that, you can think of narcissists are surprisingly uniform. They're not very individualistic. They're very cookie cutter. They're very similar. This is why we have the expression of the Barbie doll humans of America. You have these cookie cutter, and that's in air quotes. You describe people as being these cookie cutter types of people. The cookie cutter cheerleader, the cookie cutter football captain. The cookie cutter prom queen or king. The cookie cutter people. The cookie cutterness is an excellent way to describe narcissists because they are all cookie cutters and they all have their own, individuality still, but they all still cut cookies. And that's not actually the brilliant analogy. The best analogy was this: the fact that a narcissist is like a musician. Think like a guitarist, okay? A guitarist plays a guitar. That's their instrument. That's what they play. A narcissist plays an empath. Empaths are their instrument that they like to play. Just like a guitar player, a narcissist is going to have their favorite empaths to play. A guitar player will have more than one guitar, and a narcissist will have more than one empath, right? And that's sort of cheesy until you start to think about it at a bit of a deeper level. When somebody makes the statement of just because you see this good-looking guy with a not-so-good-looking woman, you're judging her, you're making all these judgments over total strangers who you've never met, blah, blah, blah. It sounds like you're the judgmental person, and that's not necessarily accurate. I mean, if you go out and you see somebody holding a guitar in a familiar manner, and especially if you've been a guitar player yourself or are familiar, been in the music industry, when you see a musician holding their instrument, there's a degree of familiarity to it. You can look at the way somebody holds an instrument, and you can know that they're familiar with this instrument, that they play this instrument just by looking. They don't have to play a note, but you can see it and you can identify it. And that's something that any human can do. Call it the spider sense if you want to. So just like you can see somebody who's played a guitar the way that they hold the guitar and handle it, even without ever playing a note, you can just tell that they're a guitar player because of the unspoken mannerisms and the way that they handle it, the way that they touch it. You just know, right? Now, all guitar players are inherently the same, but they're all very different. They all play the guitar, and that's what makes them a guitar player. They all have their unique individual style, etc. The way they play it breaks up into individual styles, right, or groups. So whether a narcissist is an overt or covert narcissist is like calling a guitar player a rock guitar player or a jazz guitar player or a classical guitar player. The different types of narcissists is like the different types of guitar players. See what I mean? So all of this to say, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, waddles like a duck, it's probably a duck. So when somebody says that they see somebody walking down the street and they were clearly a narcissist and they were clearly with a supply and clearly love bombing or working over a supply, it's probably what's going on. You probably shouldn't doubt them, because the bottom line is these complete strangers don't matter anyways. What matters is that somebody survived abuse and got out of it, and now they're able to see the world in a different light, and they're able to see the world for what it is, and they're a little bit smarter now because of it. Thank you very much. Please like, comment, or share, and we'll see you on the next video.